This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Polska Krajna. That is the helpful pronunciation from Google Translate, and apparently that translates to Polish country. This is yet another Polish map available over here on the farmingsimulator.com mod hub or the in-game mod hub. This map is available for all platforms. And let's go ahead and jump on in. This map is seasons prepared, and I will say that we are going to take a look at this map in new farmer mode. If you fire this map up in Farm Manager or start from scratch, you will find that all the buildings are in place. The starting equipment is in place. The only thing is that you don't own any land. It isn't too big of a deal because the land on this map is cheap and plentiful. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. See, we have another fairly small map. If we zoom out, you can see pretty much how big this map is with respect to maybe a standard size map. So standard size map would probably fill the screen at about this level. We have tons of fields. And if we take a look at the lands area, you'll see we start out by owning area 10, 11, 19, 39, 45, this unnamed area by the sawmill, and then the starting farm here. Now there are a few additional farms that you could purchase. There is this little plot of land across the street right here that you could buy for $26,000. There's this little plot of land kind of beside you at $19,500. You did notice that when I clicked on this, there is a fair bit of land that you cannot buy, and this is kind of a good representation of a standard size map. And then this map's play area, going to have a rectangular map. So this is priced at $999 billion, so there is no risk of you basically buying that, which is basically some of the town area and sell points. But areas you can buy, the BGA, $303,000. Now, area 55, not 51. I'm not talking about aliens here. Field 55 is $91,000. Get this long strip of grass here, $88,000. Fairly long strip here, $70,000. Are some forests around the map, $33,000, $34,000, $32,000. I believe this is also forest, $36,000. Overall, the land is plentiful and fairly economical on the map. We have all of our standard crop types in Farm Sim 19 available to us. We have two main sell points for most of our crops. In addition, we have the spinnery for our cotton and wool, selling station 2 for our eggs. We have a dairy station for our milk. We have the barn for hay, silage, straw, and grass. Of course, we do have the BGA. Should we wish to buy it, that would be another source to sell our silage and hay and grass. The list of starting equipment. We don't start out with a bunch of equipment, which is pretty good. We don't start out with a bunch of fields, nor are the fields very large. None of it is leased. We don't have any animal pens. In fact, there are no animal pens on the map at all. If you want animals, you're going to have to place them yourself. You have contracts available on the map, transportation contracts, and field work. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting equipment. Start out with a Fendt Favorite 515C, New Holland T5 100, Bison Super Harvester with D056H grain header, the HW80 trailer, Salford plow, Polymag 300 cultivator, Amazon D830 seeder, the Kuhn Celtis fertilize sprayer. We have a grain silo, a small bunker silo, and then we do have a sleep trigger here that we can place. It's pre-placed on the map. Go here to placeables. See, we can also buy a sleep trigger should we wish to relocate it. Other than that, I think we're going to find is everything is pretty standard here in the shop. Yep. Let's go ahead and kind of take a look at some of these areas that we talked about. Just down the street from where we started, we have kind of a farm that we could buy. Not the farmland that we own from the start, but there are a few farms that we could buy up, either doing a small multiplayer on the map, or if we just want a change of scenery, as opposed to the default starting area. Got a few sheds. Few gates. I didn't find any workshop triggers on any of the farms that I looked at. We have this area across the street, which is a much smaller farm area. In fact, this shed here, I believe, is completely unusable. Just set up as a static sheep area. But again, not a bad area, given the size of the fields and everything. You really don't need a ton of equipment. You don't need a lot of big equipment for sure. Given the fact that I'm playing this on PC, really don't have any concept of how many slots this map is taking up. And this is your starting farm area. Careful, the gate does open out. And you're going to find the sleep trigger is basically here where we have a little bit of a light reflection. Okay, you see the light there, not a flashlight. If I go here and basically sell, go to our garage and sell the trigger, you'll notice that the light is gone. No longer hit the sleep indicator. Go here and place it. Place it, let's say, right here by this gate. Now have a bit of a light there. I actually have an icon this time. We didn't have an icon on the default sleep trigger, I think because of how it's placed. If we look at it from this angle, we don't see the sleep trigger. Look at it from this side, we do. It's a case where we really need to kind of have this texture be two-sided. Here we have our sleep trigger. We can place down, if we don't like where the one is already there. Some of these doors feel a little bit out of proportion. Like, for example, I am way too tall to go in that door, and the bolt on that door is really high, reaching way up to unlatch that door. Some of our starting equipment. More of that equipment back here. Here we have our farm silo. And our bunker. Kind of interesting because we don't have cows available to us on the map. Really nice details with respect to the foliage around the edges of the fields. Grass that's running between tire marks on the field, on the dirt roads. You've seen we only saw a portion of starting equipment. And that is because some of the starting equipment is actually pre-staged up here at field 39, which is kind of interesting. I've loaded this map up 3 times. 2 times this field has been in a ready to harvest canola state, which kind of makes sense for the harvester to be pre-staged up here with this tractor and trailer. Now, when I fired this map up in Farm Manager, this field obviously wasn't owned, and it was planted in potatoes. So, depending on the game mode you start up in, I guess if you start a new farmer, then this will be ready with canola. Start up in some other farm mode, then this will be obviously a random state. Trees between the fields do have collisions. The kind of player that likes to merge fields, you're going to need to cut these trees down, deal with these not so fun trees to chop up and get rid of. You have a few of these fields with these kind of little ponds carved out around them. A little area. We're going to find random, scattered hunting shacks. Kind of burned out. The textures or shaders are maybe a little strange on that one. So let me go ahead and get set up to do a bit of a fly around. We'll fly around the map, and then we'll do a bit of a drive around. Pull up the PDA, and then we can kind of see where we are. So if we go forward, this is the starting farm. We started life out here on the map here at this bus station. Oh, and I would be remiss if I didn't point out Mr. Polish Map. Made a comment maybe 1 or 2 Polish maps ago on how this guy seems to show up on every single Polish map we ever look at. Here he is. Here's our official Polish map mascot. Right here at the career start point. Hard to miss this guy. Alright, so at any rate, here we are in town. Got the shop. We're going to come back and include the aerial tour at the shop. We'll cross the map, so that is the northern edge. It's an interesting layout because the map is clearly much longer than it is tall. We have another carve out pond here around field 6 and field 8. Alright, for the pause there, guys, I had this massive sneeze building up. I wanted to make sure I muted the mic. Here we have one of those little mini forests that are scattered around. One of our sell points. Then I'm suspecting a bulk lime station and grain elevator east. More of these little mini groves of trees coming up here to the BGA is in the northeast of the map. We're going to take a look at that when we do a drive. Here we have our spinnery and our other grain sell point. Frame of reference, there's field 39 and our staged harvester and trailer. There you can see our silo. Map is perfect for the player that wants to do small equipment, 6 meters or smaller. Here we have our barn or bale sell point. Got that long rectangular grass field here. That square area up here, this is a forest. I mentioned. Got our animal dealer. While there are no pre-placed animal pens, we do have an animal dealer here. the animal trigger right there. We have our sawmill with our wood chip sell point. Wood chips directly below us. Logs right there. And typical with Polish maps, we've got these long, narrow, small fields. Now this map kind of has also a mix of square fields and kind of semi-half round fields. Not as much terrain undulation as we've seen in other Polish maps, but the map is definitely not flat. Got our dairy sell point here. And like I said, we're going to conclude our flyover here at the dealer. Open the gate up. Got our shop icon. Got our buy, sell, repair, and customize icon. Our fuel trigger. And let's kind of do our tour. Whoa, watch out. Do our rough traffic here. Let's do our drive around kind of in the opposite direction we did our fly around in. Let's start here with the start here with the dairy. We have our milk sell point. And I just wanted to take this little drive around here to get to field 58, just to look at some of these details. Little creek that runs through here, road that's running down around. Really nice setup for sure. Like totally for sure, man. Really cool. There is a general map type that you'd be able to say that I'm a sucker for. I would probably agree that I would be much a sucker for the Polish type map layouts. Those maps seem to be set up they just seem to appeal to me from a creative standpoint. Now let's check these poles. They're in his field. They are indeed with collisions. This is a pro map. This isn't for rookies or beginners. We can expect other obstructions in fields and around fields to have those collisions. Here we have our sawmill. Again with our log sell point here. Wood chip sell point there. A little in-cab driving to get to the next area. Kind of already looked at the animal dealer. Hang a left up here at the road and make our way over here to the bale sell point. Lots of background ambient noises, birds chirping. Map's so narrow we can literally see all the way across. Here we have our bale sell point. The textures on these aren't too terrible bad. Kind of commented on some other Polish maps where the bale textures seem to be really low. These aren't too terrible bad. They're clearly a bit lower than straight up farm sim bales, but they're not super bad. You have a bit low texture on some of the buildings. Buildings here don't stand up to a close inspection, but you know, from a decent distance, they're not bad. Whoa, bit of a chicane there. We have one of our green sell points. Spinnery for our cotton and wool. Make our way and down through here, field 39. Past our harvester. Trailer. And let's see, we'll take this next road. No, we don't want to take the next road. Continue down here. I guess what we'll do is we will just follow the road as it loops down to the left. Get to the other selling station and the bulk lime area. And then we'll come back and drive up to the BGA where we will stop. Definitely don't want wide equipment with traffic on, given that we have such narrow roads with two-way traffic. We have our bulk lime point right here. We have our selling station. And I don't think this is a fill trigger for seed fertilizer. Let's go ahead and check. Nope, it is definitely not. As I talk about traffic, taken out by traffic. Let's head on up here. Won't take long to traverse south to north. Oh, that is a little rough. Bridge crossing was a little rough. Then we have our BGA. And unlike a few maps, or at least one map that we looked at recently, we do have a digester. We have a digester there. Got our digestate trigger. And then we have, looks like maybe 3 bunkers. Let's go ahead and check. We have one there. One there. And one there. So we have 3 silage bunkers up here at the BGA also. So guys, that is Polish country. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this particular Polish map? What do you think of Polish maps in general? Am I the only one that seems to have a sort of affection for them or not? And until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.